Today, we're going to dig into a protocol called Kadada, and it's trying to solve one of the biggest, maybe the biggest problem in AI. You've probably heard the phrase, garbage in, garbage out, right? Well, if our AI is learning from bad data, it's going to make bad decisions. So let's explore how they're trying to fix the very foundation of what AI knows.
So let me just start with a question, and it's a pretty unsettling one when you really think about it. We're building these AI systems that are totally reshaping our world, right? But what if their entire education is built on a foundation of lies? What if the data they're learning from is unreliable or manipulated or, just flat out wrong? This is the core problem we're unpacking today.
So to really get what Codata is proposing, we first have to get crystal clear on the problem itself. Let's just call it AI's data dilemma. Because it's this fundamental conflict that sits right at the heart of how most AI gets its information from the crowd.
And this slide just lays out the central trade-off perfectly. See, on one side you have speed. You want to collect tons of data and you want to do it fast. So what do? You let anyone contribute, but that openness is exactly what makes it unreliable. Then on the other side, you have truth. But if you don't have a clear way to prove that data is correct, the entire data set just becomes untrustworthy. It's like you have to choose speed or truth. It seems like you can't have both.
This whole situation forces us into what you could call a single noisy pipeline. Think about it like this. You've got one giant hose, and you're pumping both clean, useful data and just messy, incorrect junk through it all at the same time, straight into your AI. And the result? Well, you get a system that's just inevitably learning from a mix of truth and noise.
Okay, so if that's the old, broken way of doing things, what's the fix? Well, this is where Codata comes in and introduces a totally new model. Instead of one messy pipe, we get a tale of two very, very distinct tracks.
And here it is. This is the core innovation, the real light bulb moment. The idea is, stop trying to filter one contaminated stream of data. Instead, create two separate, parallel pipelines from the very beginning, one that is designed purely for speed and scale, and another one designed exclusively for verified truth.
So let's break down how this two-track system actually works. You've got track 1, the scale track. This is all about getting a fast signal. It's open, it allows for massive amounts of community input, but, and this is key, it doesn't pretend that input is automatically the ground truth. Then you have track 2, the truth track. This is where claims get rigorously checked by both AI and human reviewers, and they have to be backed up by solid evidence.
All right. So a two-track system. It sounds great in theory, but how does a piece of data actually move through this protocol? Let's break down the mechanics of how it all works. The flow is actually surprisingly simple. It follows 4 really clear steps. First, it starts with a claim. Someone submits a piece of information. That claim then has to be backed up with evidence. From there, it moves to verification, which is where it gets checked and validated on that truth track we were just talking about. And only after it's been proven correct does it finally move to usage, where it can be fed into AI models as clean, reliable data.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Kadada doesn't just separate the data. It anchors the entire process on-chain. So what does that mean? It means every single step is recorded on a public, unchangeable digital ledger, kind of like a blockchain. And doing this unlocks some incredibly powerful advantages that you just can't get with traditional centralized systems.
And the payoff for doing all this? Well, you unlock this whole suite of benefits. You still get that fast signal at scale from track 1, but now you also get genuinely verified knowledge from track 2. And because it's all on-chain, every single contribution has clear attribution and a full history, which gives you complete auditability. This creates real accountability. And, of course, the most important thing, it all results in reliably clean inputs for training our AI.
So the crucial point here is this. It completely transforms data collection from, a messy free-for-all into something that's structured and trustworthy. I think this quote from the source material just says it best. It creates a system where community data isn't just collected, it is proven, traceable, and reusable.
And this really leaves us with one final massive question to think about. For so long, we've been building our AI on a foundation of messy, noisy, unreliable data. So what becomes possible when that foundation is finally solid? What new discoveries? What new solutions? What will we be able to build when our AI finally starts to learn from verifiable truth?